Hello and welcome to the Yap Show. It is Friday and we are live on Think Tech Hawaii. After the show, we do upload our show on YouTube. And anytime you have any questions, you can check us. You can send us an email on youthplatform@outlook.com, or you can just go on thinktech.com. We have all our programming on there and on Vimeo as well. So today, welcome to our show today. We had a great show for you. We're going to talk about the new dangers of, the advances in new technology and Wi-Fi and such, and the health risks that go on with that. But today we have our guest on here today, Charlie. Instead, we'll be talking about, I guess Charlie has you're working with the Language Center too now. We had Clara Fouquet on here a couple of times talking about the Language Center and how you can learn new languages, especially with the FIFA World Cup going on right now. Diverse people coming together in different countries, and the importance of language. So I want to welcome Charlie to the show. Charlie,
Thank you. How you doing, sir? Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. So, this Language Center, I'm taking it. You also work with Clara. What can you tell me about this Language Center?
Okay. Well, the Language Center provides. We have an agreement with. We're working with Rosetta Stone.
Right.
And we're offering Hawaii residents only the opportunity to choose one language.
Right. And
it's $15 a month for 12 months, or you can pay $180 for the full year licensing. So for Hawaii residents, especially those that work in the service industry,
right,
it's very important to be able to improve, your language skills, working with primarily Japanese tourists or Chinese tourists. Learning Cantonese or learning Japanese would boost your customer service quality,
right,
quality of customer service, as well as making it easier for rapport building, boosting sales.
Right.
And I was taking a walk through the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center yesterday, and I noticed that a majority of the people that have worked in these shops do not speak Japanese.
Well, there's more Japanese. You're saying
the majority of their customers are Japanese.
Okay.
Why is that? So this is a very important issue that needs to be addressed. Fortune 500 corporations use Rosetta Stone overseas. The government uses Rosetta Stone overseas.
So the AIU Language Center, right? Why not use Rosetta Stone? Why the AIU Language Center? Why do it through the AIU Language
Because
Center?
we're working with Rosetta Stone. So instead of you paying $498
right,
for Rosetta Stone, you only got to pay $15 a month,
right,
1 month. So if you can devote at least 2 to 3 hours every week, minimum, you should be at a semi-conversational level within 6 months.
Okay.
I mean, I can spend 2 or 3 hours a day on Facebook. Apply it to something that is going to increase your marketability, increase your value to
right,
your employer, increase your value to yourself, earn more money, being able to connect with your customers more, being able to connect with, with your industry. If you're any service industry, anything dealing with hospitality, servicing people in Waikiki, tourism, right? You need to know the languages of the majority of your customers, right, or where they come from. International customers, we have a majority of our tourism comes from Japan. So how come no one knows? 90% of the people that I walk by and talk to in the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center did not speak Japanese, did not know even a few words.
Right.
So it's important. It's an important issue that needs to be addressed. So the Language Center is working with Hawaii residents only.
Right.
That's this special deal with no contract. It's $15 a month for 12 months. That's it.
Do you have to? Is it every month? If you have the whole cash, can you just pay?
Yeah, you can pay the $180 right up front if you want, or you can pay $15 a month and receive the licensing. And you can also log in with your smartphone. If you have a smartphone, you have one of these.
So you can
have download the Rosetta Stone app.
Okay.
And you
have an app.
Learn from your smartphone. Okay. And it's voice interactive. So all you need is a smartphone and a headset.
Okay.
Or you can use your home computer.
Where can you get this app?
Right from your the iStore or Google Play.
Does it come with the subscription or?
No, you just a username and password.
Username and
Yeah,
password.
you have a username and password. There's no downloading involved. You don't have to download anything.
Okay.
You just learn the language, improve your sales, and boost your quality customer service.
Have you tried it?
Of course, yes. I'm doing Spanish.
You're doing Spanish?
Yes.
What level are you on?
I'm still learning at I'm on level 2, actually. Yeah. So we're still the baseball and pencil is latte, and I'm at that level.
So tell me more about how so is it all pictures and because
Well,
I haven't tried it
pictures,
yet.
and also voice interaction. So you have to speak.
Right.
It'll tell you what it is. You speak it back, and you can also retake the same thing over and over and over. So if you want to, keep on training yourself,
Right.
and on a certain level, you can do that too. You're not limited of going back and redoing something with the Rosetta Stone platform.
And is it after the 1 year period? Can you choose to?
You have to pay the $15 again, $15 a month
Right.
for the next 12 months. Yeah, for another 1 year license.
So what kind of languages do you have?
Practically everything that you can utilize in Hawaii.
Okay.
Anything that you could utilize in the service
Can
industry.
you learn
in
the
Hawaii.
Hawaiian language?
Yes, you can learn Hawaiian.
Really?
I believe they have Hawaiian. They have Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Dutch, Korean, Tagalog. I mean, these are these are important languages that if you're working in a hotel or if you're working in a restaurant, if you're a server in a restaurant, being able to speak Japanese to your customers and not having them struggle trying to speak English is important. It's an important part of building a relationship, customer relationships, right? Of course, yes. You're gonna make more money. You'll probably get a bigger tip, right? Of course, because you're able to explain things easier. You're able to, suggest things easier. You're able to answer questions easier. Answer a question easier. Same thing with working in a hotel. If you're front desk, you need to know Japanese if all your customers are coming from Japan, or majority of your customers, even if it's 30, 40, 50%. Don't you want to cater to that market? Of course. So, and it also improves your brain functioning.
Okay.
So it makes you smarter, it makes you a better multitasker. You're better at multitasking.
Because of it?
Because of it, yes, of course. You're able to switch from 2 different languages. So, like I said, within 12 months, within 6 months, you should be at a semi-conversational level, especially living here and being able to apply what you're learning almost immediately anywhere you go in Hawaii.
And what kind of people do you see taking the, how many people do you have signed up so far?
We have people sign up for it every day in Hawaii. Yeah, we have a lot of people. It's still growing. It's a new thing. We just launched the language center, I think maybe about 9 months ago.
Okay.
So it's fairly fresh.
Right.
But it is available at this special price only for Hawaii residents.
Okay. All right. Well, I have Charles Davis here with me. He's talking about the language center. Before we go on, I want to take a quick break and come back, and we will talk more with our guest Charlie on the language center. I also have some viral videos that I want to share with you that are very important to me. So this is the Yap Show, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Martin Despang, and I'm the host together with the one and only Ali Yamashita, and our show is called Urban Transcendence. And Urban Transcendence is about identifying where we have a unique situation of a vibrant city in one of the most beautiful natural environments. So how these two can coincide, sometimes conflict, how they could find reciprocity in the 21st century is what we're excited about. And we're planning on bringing in a diverse body of guests, both from the arts and the science and the established and the wise and the emerging generation. So hope you will join us. We'll always be on Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Yap Show. I actually have we're talking to Charles Davis here. Charles Davis with the Language Center, and we my co-host couldn't be here with me today, and we have a couple of interesting shows that I wanted to show you. I actually came across a viral video of a commencement speech that I think would be, for the purposes of this show, you know, how we say we're trying to motivate young people to either expand beyond their horizon, think outside the box, and you know, start learning every day. So I have a quick motivational video here. A 16-year-old girl who invented a solar oven. So, you know, and I thought it was very important. So we're gonna go to that video right now and hopefully inspire you to go out there and invent something new.
My name's Raquel Candace Redshirt. My Navajo name is Gleen Husbah. I'm 16 years old and I attend Shiprock High School. In the Navajo culture, we're supposed to really respect the elders. They always talk to us about how they lived and how some teachings they can bring down to our generation and just to carry on our culture. And my great-grandparents barely used their stove because they couldn't afford to buy propane. People are still living without stoves and electricity here. It's mainly where I got the idea of building a solar oven. We live 30 minutes away from a big town. It was pretty hard if we wanted to get like professional materials to use for our solar oven. And so this is something that could really help more people and to have homemade materials so they just don't have to travel far to get them. When I researched about solar ovens, I saw how mostly they're all made of like mirrors to, once the sunlight comes in, it would reflect back into the box and it would give a more direct sunlight. And so I chose to use aluminum foil around as a more funnel shape, so the heat molecules, once it hits the aluminum foil, it'll keep bouncing until it hits the pot in the middle.
Raquel's desire to really seek materials that are available in the community is what makes her project so unique, is that it really is a community-focused research project inspired by a need in the community and then kind of developed around the materials available.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm basically looking at how I can still improve my solar oven by using materials around the Navajo Nation. So like maybe I can change my insulation from shredded up paper and see how that works against soil. Once I go through some more research and just to improve, see how much I can improve the performance of my solar ovens, and then I'm willing to introduce it to a lot more people than I have now. I want to become an environmental engineer. I want to go to a big university and see the world and come back and give to my community someday and maybe change some lives while I'm doing it.
Hello and welcome back to the Yeah Show. I'm your host, King Zeele. I'm here with my guest, Charles Davis from the Language Center, and that was an inspiring video that I hope would inspire you. It's a 16-year-old girl from Arizona inventing a solar panel oven. And I think about 2-3 weeks ago, we featured a youngster from West Africa who amazed MIT by creating a radio station from things that he found in his trash, and we thought this will go fairly well with that notion and the spirit of the show. Now, not to isolate our guest, Charles Davis. He was talking about the Language Center and different languages that you can learn, that have possibility of learning here, since Hawaii is a epic cultural center for a lot of tourists from around the world, from Japan to people from Canada, Switzerland. I've seen a lot of different people on this island here. So we're talking about the Language Center and different languages and how it can possibly help your customers and get in touch with the tourists and the tourist industry here in Hawaii. So, Charles, you're very passionate about what you're talking about, pretty much, and you say you are also part of the program. You're taking Spanish. First of all, I want to give me the notion of how the program is. I know I asked you before, and you said there's a lot of picture associations, right? And with this program, how many people, if you can to elaborate, how many people do you have signed up right now? And what is the feedback that you're getting from those people that you have participated in the program?
We have currently over 300 people signed up right now.
Okay.
So
All from this island?
All from this island.
Okay, from Oahu, pretty much.
Yes.
Honolulu area here.
Honolulu area, yes. And they're loving it. They enjoy the program. They enjoy the opportunity to be able to improve their cognitive skills.
Right.
Learning a second language, allowing them to use what they're learning immediately.
That's cool. All right. Well, do you work with Clara, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did this idea come about?
This idea came about through university founders
Right.
that wanted to give back to their community here in Hawaii, being that we're based here, the university that we work for is based here in Hawaii, as well as the Language Center. Giving back to the community, allowing the community to take advantage of improving their cognitive skills through learning a second language.
Cool. All right.
Without having to pay a lot of money for it.
And this is done online.
Online. Yes.
You can do it on your mobile phone as well.
Mobile phone, yes.
And pretty much you pay the amount that is due, and then you get a username and a password.
Correct.
It comes to your email
Mm-hmm.
account. And what if you don't have internet? Where can you go to?
You can come here to our computer center. We have a computer lab downstairs, the Pioneer Plaza, where it's open for anyone to come and use the computer if they're signed up in one of our programs.
Yeah. Cool. All right, man. So, hello, you're here with the Yap Show. I'm your host, King Zeele. I'm here with Charles Davis. He's talking about the Language Center. I have some more videos that I hope to inspire you. I'm big on learning. Like I said, I have a lot of people here talking about, helping young people through community services, helping people in Hawaii through language services. And I have a video that I hope to inspire you to keep learning. And when we come back, we will talk more with our guest, Charles Davis.
You are a survivor, whether you know it or not. From the beginning, you had to beat out more than 17 billion to have a chance of being born. 46 chromosomes combined with 30,000 different genes to determine your gender, body type, color of hair, eyes, skin, and even certain characteristics of your personality. You were unique from the beginning, and then you became one of the estimated 106 billion people that have ever lived, and one of the over 6 billion people living right now. And it's a pretty good time to be born. We used to think the earth was flat. We used to think cigarettes were healthy. We used to think a lot of things were right that now we know are wrong. You live in a world full of opportunity, a world full of differences. And we all call the same place home, the same address in the galaxy, the same place in time. And we experience these differences through the same thing, our brain. And it is truly amazing. It has over 100 billion neurons, which makes for an endless amount of thoughts. But we don't have an endless amount of time. The average lifespan is 80 years. You will spend roughly 20 years in school and roughly 20 years in retirement. What will you do with those years in between? How will you prepare for it? Are you halfway through it? Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you do, you are fortunate. You are free. There are 4,146 colleges or universities in the United States. It's never too late to start learning. The oldest college graduate was 95, or too early. The youngest college graduate was 10. You can study anything you can imagine. There are over 600 different majors to choose from, with more being added every day. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There are millions of dollars available for financial aid. It doesn't matter your status. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of time. More than 3.5 million people in the education system are taking online classes. This year, more than 1.5 million people will receive a bachelor's degree and 647,000 a master's degree and earn 10 to 50% more for their families. The world is full of information. Education is how information becomes knowledge. And knowledge changes things for the better. Never stop learning. Use the amazing brain you have. Cherish this amazing life you have.
All right, welcome back to the YAF Show, and that was Never Stop Learning. It's some I find it fairly inspiring. You know, there's a lot of things out there that you could be learning, and especially with the rise of the internet and being able to tune in wherever you are at any time. Like our guest here with the AIU Language Center, just as much you can go on YouTube, or there's a lot of different things out there that you can learn from. And you know, you can go back and refresh your memory and whatnot. So I thought that was an inspiring video to show you guys today. This Charlie here with me, talking with the AIU Language Center, and you know, he has his program. He has a lot of people participating, about 300 people participating in it. Mostly pushing the Japanese, which is very essential to the island here. Having the scarcity of jobs, and
Being more competitive.
Especially in Waikiki.
Having a competitive edge.
You know, learning a second language could lend you a job if you're having a problem. Finding a job where you need to learn a second language is be one of the investment that you can make. They have facilities.
Boost your confidence a little bit.
Right.
Boost your confidence level.
So, and as we're talking about that, our studios is based here in 904th Street Mall, which is not too far away from Chinatown here. And being African American myself, and Charlie, and what is your nationality, Charlie, if you don't mind me asking?
I am a human being.
Of course. First.
First, African American.
Okay, African American.
Welch.
Welch.
That's it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, well, I was just trying to make this relevant. Being African American here in the United States, one of our few shows we did back, I got stumped on the notion of Juneteenth. Juneteenth was yesterday, June 19th, and there was a celebration here in Chinatown usually around this time. I'm gonna say there's one here today. And just to give you a little background on what Juneteenth is, I got schooled on it last time because I wasn't quite sure on what Juneteenth is, and it was a huge thing about Emancipation Proclamation that one of our great leaders, Abraham Lincoln, gave, and didn't have time to travel down to the South. And by the time it got there, it was 2.5 years too late. And when we come back from a quick break here, we will show just a little history on that so you can understand what just a little short video on the history of Juneteenth.
Freedom!
And this is the Yap Show, and we will be right back.
I'm Hong Jiang, host for Asia in Review on Tuesdays.
And I'm David Day, host for Asian Review on Thursdays. Both of us broadcast our respective shows at 4 p.m.
And my topics tend to deal with questions related to environment, culture, history, and sometimes human rights.
And my shows tend to be on international business, foreign policy, geopolitics, and national security. And you can watch our shows live on the ThinkTech website at thinktechhawaii.com.
And you can also watch us on YouTube or Olalo.
So come join us on Thursdays at 4 p.m. I'm David Day.
And on Tuesdays at 4 p.m., I'm Hong Jiang.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hello and welcome back to the Yap Show. I'm your host, King Zeele. I'm here with Charles Davis from AIU Language Center, and we have this short video to show you on Juneteenth since it was the anniversary yesterday. The next one.
You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
Okay, welcome back. That was the wrong video, but also relevant. That was actually one of my favorite comedians, Jim Carrey, a very funny guy, and he did a commencement speech, and he went viral. I think it was pretty funny, and the whole speech itself, you should watch the whole speech itself, it's pretty funny, but that clip in itself, I think encapsulate everything that I am and this show is, and what we're trying to do pretty much is, you're going to do something, you're going to feel like something you want to do, and why not just go for something that, why not just go for your dreams instead? If you feel that if something happens, at least you tried. So for this show, I hope as time goes on, I can be just more of myself. I'm actually in nature really goofy. I may come out as shy sometimes, so I just want to have a good show to show the other side of me, the not so serious side of me, the not so stressful King. So coming on in the future. But before that, I actually am very much want to show this this Juneteenth video. I think it's very important. Being African American man myself, and if you don't learn anything today, I hope you take something away from this video and understand the true meaning behind Juneteenth.
Hallelujah, it's done. I believe on this sun. I am free.
The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor.
Historically, blacks were not free with any kind of communication from the government until June 19th.
Juneteenth is the day in which enslaved individuals in Texas learned that they were free.
Juneteenth is a day to pause and to reflect and to really assess where we are.
When the announcement was made, the slaves began right away to celebrate and being thankful to God for being free.
There was a time when we were not free to do what we wanted to do, couldn't go and come, families were destroyed and broken up. I think there's a lot of confusion today amongst the younger generation about what Juneteenth is and who celebrates Juneteenth.
Every year on June 19th, African Americans in Texas gather to celebrate the Juneteenth holiday. The 19th of June is a special day, a day representing freedom from slavery. It all began in 1865 when Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas. There, Granger stood outside Ashton Villa and announced that the Civil War had ended and that the enslaved were now free. This was 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln issued his Emancipation Proclamation. Granger's general order would finally free the last 250,000 slaves whose bondage had been essentially unaffected by Lincoln's proclamation.
Galveston was a very important place. It was like New York City. Galveston was a metropolis.
Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, as important as it was then, and in some ways it's become even more important as a statement of the United States since that time, it really was symbolic in many ways, because when he issued it in January 1863, it did not go into effect. In other words, the South or the Confederates did not free their slaves at that time.
It had little effect in Texas because communication got there kind of slow. There were no federal troops in this.
All right, that was just a little short clip, a short history on Juneteenth. We just want you to get you acclimated with that. Like I said, I've stumped on this show before when I was talking about the Juneteenth celebration, and you'll be surprised. This is not stuff that they teach you in history. Sometimes you have to go out and go find these things, and that's why we want you to step out of your box, explore the world and learn new things. In the coming weeks, we hope to go out into our immediate community and find more people to be, participatory in our community and to affect a change of some sort. So, Juneteenth celebration is happening, I believe, today, but the main day was yesterday. You can come in Chinatown. It is Friday, Pauhana Friday. You can come enjoy yourself, and if you're at the Juneteenth celebration, at least you know why you're there. And I was there actually my first year here. Charlie, have you? My guest is still here. Charlie Davis is still here with us. Have you been to a Juneteenth celebration before?
Yeah, every time I tried it, I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it?
I don't know.
My first time here, for some reason, I had to go to the Juneteenth celebration. I don't want to get into why, but I lived on the North Shore, and that was my first time in Chinatown. And when I came here, I went to a Juneteenth in Minnesota before too. There's every community has their Juneteenth, and it was quite different. It was almost like a Chinese celebration mixed with pretty much everything on this island here. Everything is so unique and authentic to itself, based on the different cultures that are on here. So if you're going to a Juneteenth celebration, there was the Chinese dragon that was there. They had different fraternities, sororities that came out and enjoyed it, and they have a lot of food. It's like Chinatown celebration every time. Have you been to a Chinatown celebration before?
Yeah, but I mean, for me to go to Juneteenth celebrating freedom from slavery is really not probably something I'm really happy to go to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my people were free back in 1865. Just
how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's okay to realize what has happened, but to always every year to celebrate it. I mean, it's kind of just it's reinstilling that same those memories about slavery and all that, which it in returns goes on. It just carries on and carries on, and just creates stigma.
So to you feel like having a celebration of such a thing, it carries on a negative vibe.
Negative vibes, yeah, that's the word for it. Because we don't want to remember that kind of stuff. We want to kind of subconsciously we want to forget it. We want to forget about those times and what's happened, even though we still feel maybe some of it is still remembered too much.
Right.
And it just creates negative energy, negative vibes, I think.
So you would choose to just forget it, or
no? I mean, read about it, yeah, by all means. I'm not saying erase it from the history books,
right?
But to celebrate it, every year. It's like, hey, slaves were free. Again, it's 2014. It's 2014.
So
we should be trying to move forward instead of always rekindling that hatred that went on so many years ago, and it just creates so much tension, especially at the climate that our world is in now. I mean, it's just something else,
right?
That could go wrong, could go south real fast. When it comes to those kind of issues, it comes dealing with slavery, segregation, the N-word, those kind of things. So it's just I just try not to even.
Not to think about it.
I mean, I know my
so
history.
How do you feel about?
I know my history, but it's just I don't like to publicly celebrate, those kind of things.
So you rather just acknowledge it, not like it's a big day on the calendar, pretty much. Exactly. How do you feel about MLK Day? How about Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah, I mean, remembering him as, of course. I mean,
because he does have a day.
Yeah, Martin Luther King Day. I understand. I know, but I mean, that's different.
Right.
Celebrating remembering his cause, his drive, which was, for equality. Equality. That's what it is. I mean, to be truly free is to be, have everyone be treated as equal, seen as equal, have the same rights as everyone else.
So what?
And that's positive. Slavery is not positive. Yeah, ending it, abolishing it, it should have never happened in the first place.
So what would you say if I say Emancipation Proclamation and Juneteenth and whatnot, and Martin Luther King still trying to battle the backlash from all of the history, because we're a product of history. We're a product of stuff that happened in the past. We're being ruled right now by laws that were made 50, 60 years ago. Those people they may be dead and gone right now, but we still have an effect on that. We have
history,
like John McCain right now.
History drives a lot of people. Yeah, decision making.
To have a good connection here. John McCain, one of the oldest people in Congress right now, got elected way back when, and is still in Congress right now. It's hard to take out an incumbent from power, and they still have all those laws that enacted, and they're still going on. So how do you feel about, and we'll bring that back to Martin Luther King, he's fighting for rights of those people that were supposedly free, right, that were supposedly free. So, to highlight your point, are you basically...
Segregation, right?
Right, he was fighting against...
He was fighting for equality for he wanted, everyone to get along, everyone to live amongst each other as equals, equal value.
Right.
Equal, you know, so that's what his movement was for, equality, to end, you know, the Jim Crow era.
The Jim Crow era laws and everything that stemmed from that whole...
different water fountains, you know, whites only, blacks only, whatever, you know, it's just, but his movement wasn't like, you know, he wasn't like Malcolm X, as, you know, he didn't go to some extremes like Malcolm X did at some points, because he knew that it's a sensitive topic,
right,
and that, you know, that people acknowledge it and they knew, but, you know, but you don't want to be different. So yeah, you go along with it, and this is part of it, becomes a social norm. So he was trying to break that social norm into having, you know, a certain color of people being demonized, essentially, just based off of their skin. So he wanted to, you know, help everyone realize, hey, look, we're all the same. We're all equal. We can all live as one.
And do you think he achieved that to this day?
I think so. Yeah, I think he did. His
what
movements
made
were
you think
powerful because he was able to congregate millions of people together and for his cause.
So you think the dream has been realized?
People know of the dream. Everyone knows of the dream. It's a matter of whether or not you want to embrace it and accept it and fall out of that norm and, you know, realize what's right and wrong. Right. Simple as that. You know, we're all human. We all have conscience. We can think for ourselves. So thinking for yourself I think, played a major part in, you know, his movement moving forward, you know, and making a lot of change happen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, that's cool, man. I never knew you had such a deep feeling about that. So I'm glad I asked you about that. And of course, you're here about the Language Center, but no topic is off limit. This is the YAF Show. Today, which is brought to you by King Zeele and Charles Davis. And I hope this Language Center thing goes on fairly well. And I hope the audience out there, anybody who's watching, you know, my show here today is to basically encourage you to not be static, do something new, try something different, and who knows? We'll take a quick break, and when we come back with Charles Davis, and this is the YAF Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Rafi. Every week, I'm right here at Think Tech Hawaii, 3 p.m. on Mondays. My show is Bartz's Bio Briefings. What do we do here? Well, we watch sperm swim, we see if they catch anybody, we check out the latest biosimilars, you know, the kind that, what was his name, the guy with the bicycle? I guess we forgot his name, but he was taking EPO and other human growth factors. We'll be talking about human growth factors. You want to know where to get some? Maybe I'll tell. Anyway, you can catch me, as I said, every week right here, Monday, 3 p.m., Think Tech Hawaii, Dr. Rafi. You can also find me on Twitter, BioInfoMedical. Or you can catch me on Facebook, Dr. Rafael Boritzer. I'll be happy to converse with you. Aloha.
Hello and welcome back to the YAF Show. It is in the title. We're yapping about everything and anything. So we talked about the Language Center. We show you a couple of viral videos. The one about Jim Carrey. Actually, Control Room, can we play Jim Carrey again? I thought that was very inspiring, and I didn't prep my audience for it. So this is Jim Carrey. I think it's very inspiring. If you get nothing from this show, just listen to this clip. And if you have time after you watch our show on YouTube, for sure, you know, scroll around to that speech and watch the whole speech. Very funny. All right, this is Jim Carrey with Follow Your Dreams.
You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, He was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
Welcome back to the Yap Show. Hope repetition does it for you and sticks in your head. So this is King Zeele. I have here with me Charles Davis. We're talking about everything and anything. We showed you some videos that may not have made sense, but we killed your time and you hanged out with us. Next week, actually, we had a relationship with the community. There's a community of youth programs here in Hawaii, and we had the pleasure of having one of their directors on here. Don't want to be specific because we had so many different people. We had the Red Cross. We had people from. We had Judith on here, director from one of those youth programs, and I actually got an invitation back to come and join in one of their seminars. So there's some stipulations on that. I'm trying to dance around it, but until I go there and get more information, I'll let you guys know. On June 12th, I think they're having a community event talking about I don't even know if I can talk about this right now, but what the heck, I'll talk about talking about truancies, kids having problem with the law, and especially here in Hawaii, and the people that are affected about it, and what youth programs and people working with youth can do to help kids understand staying away from pretty much getting your record tainted before you even get a chance to test the waters as an adult. And that can be very detrimental to being an adult here in America, and being a young adult here. I myself am very aware of this as a African American, African first and foremost, trying to keep my record as clean as possible, because a little thing as you going in, having the little thing on your record, it makes it that much more harder in a already hard world.
It'll ruin your life.
Yes.
Essentially.
So it's a seminar I'm gonna go take, get schooling myself more on that, and come up with more interesting things that we can talk about. And I hope to take my camera person out. Hopefully get a camera person that can go out with us into the community, get more into the community. I haven't actually done, I'm first to admit, I haven't actually done a lot here. I've been too focused on one thing and not the other. And hopefully we can bring you something more in touch with you, the audience. And here in Hawaii, around the world, we're on the web, we're live. And this is the YAF Show. My host, my guest, Charles Davis. Before we go, anything else you want to say about the Language Center?
No, it's just nope, not at all. Just other than it's a great opportunity.
Right.
If you like learning, if you like to learn and you want to learn a second language,
right,
then this is your opportunity to learn it through Rosetta Stone without barriers and obstacles of having to pay a lot of money.
Right.
It's very affordable. You just need to be able to discipline yourself, because it's limited supervision. You're not having someone watch over you. Okay, time to study this. It's on your own.
Okay.
So there's no supervision.
Okay.
So it's pretty much do it.
Do you at least have IT help or something like that
Yeah,
if you get stuck?
Of course, if you get stuck, we'll help you out.
Right.
Definitely, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure it's self-automated too, because they have a lot
We'll
of
help you out.
right? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Thank you, Charles, for being here with me. Thank you for being my guest today.
Put it there,
always
sir.
a pleasure.
Thank you very much for
right.
having me again.
Maybe next time.
I love Think Tech Hawaii. Any opportunity I get to come on the show, I'm more than happy to do so.
Yeah. Maybe next time when you come here, we'll talk more about your true passions, and then we can, teach people out there about what it is out there to be what it is about.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, my friend. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being with us today. If you're watching the Yap Show, I'm your host, King Zeele. Hope to see you again.
Freedom!
And watch us on YouTube. Until next time, peace, love.